Hello, my friends. I am going to show you how I cover a Kleenex box. Any of you ever get so disgustingly tired of these boring blues and purples on these very dumb Kleenex boxes? I do. Here it is. That's the end result. I've had this box for a year and a half, I think now, since I covered it and reuse it over and over again. Maybe you'd like to do the same thing too. Matching the ribbon here to the paper. All this paper, these big rolls, they come from my old gift shop that I used to have. It was a country store. So, let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the floral paper. I've used it in my other videos before, but I've already got two other kinds that I want to. I don't want to have another repeat. So I start with just opening the Kleenex box on the top, which you might expect. My husband is the one who told me that I should do this video. And I think even if some of you don't like the sounds, you might like the idea of the craft and try to make something yourself. I'm just opening up the end of the Kleenex box. You need to open up every seam that they have glued on the box. Some boxes are different than others if you have different brands, of course, and this is very easy to figure out. I did not get this idea from anywhere. I didn't see it. I just woke up one day and said, no, I didn't just wake up one day. I came home from Walmart just thinking, man, I am so sick of these colors. My house is warm, not white and blue. So, I kind of fiddled with it that first day, trying to figure out how to do it. And that was after I exhausted all the possibilities of finding a... Right now I'm just going to tape this plastic, just make it a little stronger because it looked like it was coming up. But anyway, I looked on Amazon for Kleenex box covers and I still couldn't find anything I liked. I have one that I found, but it actually turned out to be too small. So I thought, well, just cover the darn things and figure out a way to reuse them. And surprise, surprise, I figured this out. So you can see that I'm just opening it up flat and laying it down and sizing it on some wrapping paper. I imagine you can use any kind of paper you choose. Just hopefully find something that is thick and relatively substantial. After a while of tossing this Kleenex box around and using it, it could get, fairly worn and thin paper would rip, I think. Okay, so the sizes here, but I don't know if you heard my cat meow. She has to get in on everything. Okay, now, so we're going to fold all the ends in on the original cardboard box. This particular part I just needed to have a straight line because there was too much guessing here. So, we don't want a very big edge over here because you don't want the paper to fold in beyond the fold line of the box. Otherwise, our paper won't stay neatly taped on. I suppose the most effective way to do this would be to glue all the edges on once you fold them over, but honestly, I am just too lazy. That's the bottom line. And the one that I have had for over a year is going to last me probably another year without gluing, so I think it's okay. Yeah. So I just need to cut all the edges down to size a little bit better here. I hope I'm getting some good sound out of here. Alright, so I'm just put a line down the middle of the slit so I have a guide for when I go to cut an opening for my paper. Fold this over, it's so tiny that it feels like barely on there, but it is, it's good. Well, it's starting to rain. I wonder if you'll be able to hear the raindrops. Plus we've had, it's getting spring here and we've had so many birds. Don't know if you can hear the birds either. I'm thinking there must be some nests right inside the trees outside my door because they're so loud they're actually penetrating the door as I do this in the kitchen. Okay, let's make some crease marks here just by folding over where the original folds are from the box. There we go. Now our paper will follow us whenever we fold the box. I'm going to tape right along the edges of the cellophane slit to make the original cellophane stronger and more resistant to handling. was one of the weaknesses with my original box, is the plastic ends up getting torn. Didn't stop me from using it though. Okay, I should use a utility knife, but I couldn't find mine, so I'm using some scissors that are fairly sharp to cut that line, make that slit through the paper. I believe Kleenex brand Kleenex brand tissue is actually better than the Walmart, which is what this is. Let's give this another fold over because it's not wanting to follow. But anyway, Kleenex brand doesn't have a big giant hole in the top. I don't like it being so big, but make do with what we got. Okay, I'm going to cut these at a slant. And the reason for this, you'll see it later, I'll show you later. Well, you can see by looking at the shape of the cardboard as it folds in. The shorter one, this edge right here, it doesn't need to have any paper folded over the sides because it's going to be folded in and you won't even see this part. So we don't bother covering the edges on the inside. We're just gonna give in a little less edge and follow its shape. Whereas this one that I'm working on right now is going to show on the outside edge. So we'll clip this right here. And those edges you'll see I folded in so that they're covered. Let's make them a little shorter here so I don't overlap into the crease of the fold. We only need to cover the very edges. So I'll fold this in just a little bit more at a diagonal to follow the shape of the flap. Fold that in. Tape it down. The little narrow edge on the end of the box, it's also folded in so it's not showing, so that those very edges on the side that I just clipped don't have to be covered because it's going to be on the inside. It won't show. Okay. Yeah, getting this one nice and neat and ready to show. Those are going to be our open and closable flaps for when the time comes to change or put more Kleenex in. Do this one just the same as the other one. You can see how I folded it in over the edges of the flap. Tape it down real good because we don't want those edges to pop back out again. think it's kind of funny the way my husband has been pressing me to do this video. I'm all going, oh no, I don't want to do another Kleenex box. But he seems to have some pretty good ideas, I think. Some of you give me credit for being so creative, and I think I am, but my husband is an artist as well, so he keeps throwing ideas at me, and every once in a while I take his advice, and those videos turn out pretty good, so I have to give him some credit. Alright, you see the way I'm cutting it at an angle? On the inside flaps, the ones that won't show. To leave paper on the edges for the ones that do. I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it's important not to miss a detail because once you've cut, it's too late. Alright. Tape these edges on. And the other thing too is if I tape these, I don't have to wait for them all to dry. And that's for the sake of the video as well. You at home can glue all these edges and have a much more successful project. If you're the patient type. And the other thing too is most of my projects are done on my kitchen table here, and I don't like to have it so cluttered for so long. With my husband and my daughter needing to use the kitchen, I need to clear out as much as I can, as quick as I can. Cut that a little shorter here. But, you know, I have a boom stand sticking out in the room, and I have another stand that's holding my camera, and there's just so much filming paraphernalia around that I like to get these projects done quickly. I have to cut this at an angle this time because there was extra paper that I didn't expect. Okay. We are almost ready here to close the box. Or at least, I hope so. I have to stop every once in a while and try to remind myself what to do next. So every time you see a splice or a change of scenery, you know that's what I'm going to do. Oh shoot, let's do that again. Okay. Well, it's starting to rain again. It's been raining here like forever. Okay, Let's give these flaps one more little crease to follow so there will not be any resistance. Come on. Come on, let's go. These have a little more paper on them, so they're a little more resistant. Okay, so it folds back up like this. Now I want to take this top slit and just cut out about an inch on either direction at the end of the slit on either side. Because I don't want the paper to get ruined by all the hands going in and out. We need to fold the edges back. So what I'm going to do is carefully tuck what I just cut underneath to make a nice fold, a nice clean edge. If you like, you can put maybe some tape down on the edges that don't have a folded line. They're exposed a little, but you don't really notice that. You can line the edges all around of this opening with ribbon or jute string or something. Okay, so I've got this kind of glue that is meant for book binding, to bind back books that have come apart, or if you're going to make a book. And so this particular kind of glue dries really fast. So I'm going to put glue on both edges here. Well, only one edge needs it. I'm going to put it on this end. Bookbinding glue. That's what I got, and it's amazingly quick dry time. Nevertheless, you still have to wait about 12 hours for it to be completely, or 24, I don't remember what they said, for it to be completely usable in the case of a book. But boy, it works. I repaired a couple of my books recently, which is why I bought the glue, but very easy to use. It doesn't seem to dry up easily. Let's close these edges here so I can make sure this is perfectly straight. Let's hold it down for a little while. Now, that's dry enough to just at least work with. So, now I have some Velcro. I got this from the heavy-duty hardware department, not the sewing. The sewing department charges you 3 times the money for half the amount. But if you go ahead and get bulk like this from the hardware section of Walmart, they give you a much better deal. It's just that you have to cut your own shape. And in this case, I'm just going to cut some very, very narrow pieces. And the idea is that you do put Velcro on your open end of your box. So, yeah, this is a good deal. You guys should, if you use Velcro, consider what I said. glued the other end shut yet. So I'm gonna do that right now so I can put the Velcro on. I got a little ahead of myself here. Alright, so you just glue the same way you did the other edge and shut one end in its original folds the way it came when you bought it. The bigger flap goes over the top. I had too much glue on here. I gotta get this off. And I just happen to have some Kleenex nearby. Tee. Alright. It's gonna be a little tacky now for a minute. Plus I put too much on, so. Alright. Dry enough now, I think I'll go ahead and put Velcro on the ends. I'm having a hard time getting the plastic off the edges of the Velcro. Oh, because I have these acrylic nails. They just don't have a sharp, fine edge on my fingernails. I can't do it. I have to use some scissors. Okay. Now we got it affixed to the edge. See, I've got a little loose piece of paper in here I've got to get down. Alright, ready for some Kleenex. It's kind of sticking out the end a little bit. I need to shake it down. Okay, close the flaps. Alright, now it's neatly Velcroed closed, but because of the Velcro, it's going to pop out a little bit. Just a little. And so we tame that, keep it down with this handy dandy raffia type ribbon. Also left over from my country gift shop. I have a ton of rolls of this stuff. So I take the ribbon and decide my length determined by the size of the box. So I just fit it around once and leave a little extra on the ends, just like you're wrapping a present. And so that you can tie a bow. Now I've got my original length for one go round. I'm going to make several layers, so I need to go back and forth that length. Because I want to put 4 layers of this stuff around the box. I don't know why. I just like the more the better. And I picked a ribbon that matches the box. Kind of matches my nail polish too. Coincidence. Now you just tie this ribbon around the box, just like a present, just like a gift. Which is kind of what I intended from the start, was to make it look like there's presents sitting around the house. So you got a different Kleenex box in every room that matches the room you're in. Oh, here comes the rain again. It ebbs and flows. I'm a little concerned here because I don't think I left myself enough ribbon to make a bow. Darn. Well, I'm gonna take a bow anyway here. Maybe fix it later, I don't know. Cut off the ends because they're loosey-goosey. Alright, this is the finished result. Like I said, you can edge the hole around the opening if you want for further embellishment. Add rhinestones or whatever, stickers. This is it though. Let me know what you think in the comments of this project. And if it's something that you'd like to do. There we go. All ready for use. Thanks for watching. See you later.